Today for ERBcast, we managed to get a rap battle creator who shows great improvement in his craft for rap battles, not just in voicing, but also making art, writing, mixing, editing. He's really just a one-man band type of character for creating rap battles in his channel. So today we have Titanium1208 joining us today.
Yes, he exerts his creativity in the best way possible in the way that he's passionate about. And really, I admire that greatly. That's awesome. And I'm really excited. I mean, I don't know, every single voice that you could ever imagine, he's probably more than likely voiced that character. Probably. But that's just one of the few many. I could name like 1,000 of the characters that he's voiced, but we'd be here all day. But anyhow, I'm really excited. So, yeah, I'm really hyped to get Titanium on.
Oh yeah, he's been talking to the community lately. He's been showing interest in, or really showing his interests with video games, cartoons, comics, just about anything that he can do, and does it really well. So we'll be able to get to know him more.
Absolutely, he's awesome. Oh, there he is.
Hey, we got him.
The one and only. We got him.
Yep.
We have him.
Mr. Titanium.
We snatched him with consent.
Coming out. Okay, yeah, it is.
Yo.
You make sure if this is the good mic or the bad one real quick.
All right.
It's the good kind, actually. We could hear you just fine. Can you actually hear us?
Yeah, I can hear y'all just fine. I'm just make sure it's the Yeti and not the really crappy quiet one.
All right. Yeah.
If it sounds fine, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, it's a
It
test.
sounds absolutely perfection to me. That's a plus. So
yeah,
it's just
I got
it's
this
just
thing right
as
next to me.
perfection. Oh, it's awesome. Oh my god, this is awesome. We got you on, Cam. If you don't mind me referring to you at that now, because I'm not going to continuously say Titanium1208 constantly, but that's okay. We're on now, though. Welcome.
As long as you don't confuse it with Cam Steady, I'm fine.
No, don't worry. Listen, you are the greatest Cam. That's why. He's just as good as he is. There we go.
I try my best. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, it shows, I'd say.
Absolutely. But yeah, welcome to the ERBcast. Excuse me, Cam, how are you?
I'm doing fine. It's been a slow day, but I'm just trying. I'm a very in the now guy. I try to take it one day at a time. Just try to get things done.
That's how it is for anybody else. And listen, I'm really happy that you taking the time to want to hang out with us. So I mean, you just made it even better. So we're from Stallfrix, and now you're here. So we're happy. Glad to have you here.
I was very surprised whenever Stoff was saying like, "Oh yeah, they want you on the podcast too," and I'm like. Really? Is this like a prank or something?
I don't know. No, Fred's been a fan of you for years, so that's why.
Yeah. I've just never like I'm used to a very strict kind of thing with my hobbies and whatnot. It's just that I do it and I don't receive as much praise as other people, but I just try to be happy with what I can do and what I got. So
and listen, all of us, including everybody in the server, I actually do appreciate your talents and your creativity, the way you exert it. And I, for one, have an immense admiration for your passion, and I share that greatly. So that's awesome, man. Can't really go wrong with that. So that's what matters the most.
It always makes me happy whenever people can find enjoyment out of what I do, because I don't really do it. At least I try to just do it because I like doing it, even when there are times that it has waned. Ups and downs, all that they exist, burnout exists. There are times where I've wanted to just stop doing it altogether, but I mean, as long as I enjoy doing it and as long as people enjoy watching it, I'm probably just going to keep doing it.
Hey, keep on doing it for as long as ever. If for the end of time, I don't know. If the world implodes, I don't know. Do something. I don't know. If you want to end gracefully, that's your choice too, though. But listen, nobody is really seemed to really wanted you to exit, your whole creative nature of the rap battle community. I think it would be pretty heartbroken.
I nearly did quit at 100. I do remember. I was this close. I remember it's like I made the joke whenever I hit 50 or 70. I was playing a game with Righteous and I made a joke with him. I was like, if I ever make it to 100, you can shoot me. You can kill me because I've been doing this way too long at that point. And then I finally got to like 97, 98, 99. I'm like, oh no.
Oh.
Good thing we don't live like close to each other. You may take me up on that.
Oh, who knows? Maybe I'll just
complete the
aircraft.
Listen, I told him to do it. He still can if he ever wants to cash that ticket, but I just remember I was making a goal thing. I was like, get me to 3K subs and I won't quit. And thankfully that went straight past that and I just kept going. I tried to make 100 as big as I could, but now it's less trying to get to certain goals and certain numbers and more just trying to make every one that I make as good as I can make it.
That's
That's just the
fantastic.
way I like doing stuff.
That's how it should be.
I don't
And-
want any filler episodes, basically.
Exactly. You know what? That's self-improvement on your series, and that's the best kind, could ever exert into. But I'll start with the wondrous icebreaker that I asked all of our guests. I am really curious about your name orders as well. But first, when and how the hell did you discover Epic Rap Battles of History? Yeah, I'm really fascinated by that.
Okay, so Epic Rap Battles of History itself, I remember, I think it was in middle school. No, yeah, it was middle school probably. Whenever I had heard other kids, the cool kids, talking about it, because I was very outcasted, you know. I was that weird kid that pulled on girls' hair and, you know, was just an absolute little piece of crap in elementary school. So kids didn't really want to hang out with me. But occasionally, because I was a big nerd, whenever they were talking about Darth Vader in a rap battle, I was like one of the only kids who knew what the heck that was or what was going on. I'd seen like the third movie in theaters, like The Revenge of the Sith. It's a good memory for me, but kids were talking all about that. And it was like one of the only times I'd ever felt like I had friends in middle school outside of just people who also didn't have friends. So we hung out together and just try to, I don't know, like just try to act like we have friends, even though we don't know anything. We have nothing in common except no one wants to hang out with us. So yeah, I think that's when I found out about it. And then I started just listening to every new release when it came out. And it was just one of the few ways that I could connect with people that I normally wouldn't be able to connect with. And it made me a lot of friends, especially whenever I started making my own, which I always wanted to make my own for a long time, but obviously I could never do it. And I'm sure there's like some old recording somewhere at one of my old houses before I moved that has me trying to do some very like home video looking, probably like very, very old rap battle looking, kind of garbage looking thing. But I mean, yeah, that's never going to see the light of day, thankfully. But yeah, that's mostly how I figured I was just hearing about it.
Oh, okay. Word of mouth. Okay. That's actually, yeah, usually I just love, finding out where people are just discovering, because obviously, and really, if it wasn't for these guys, most of everybody wouldn't really be here right now. I mean, wouldn't be doing this. So, I mean,
definitely.
So,
I
they
just remember being
something.
hyped for every release. It was awesome, especially whenever they started using like video game characters. Because I'd always been a history nut, but I got really excited when I started seeing like Master Chief and the Mario Brothers show up like one after the other. It just made it more exciting that you could see anybody be on there, which I try to capture that same feeling with mine, where it's like, sure, I have favorite things and stuff I like using, but I don't try to set rules for what I can use in my own series or how I can use things. I just do whatever I think fits and would be fun.
Yeah, it's always better to be less restrictive on your content yourself. So, hey, why restrict yourself? First and foremost.
I've never understood it. I get liking to have a theme. Like, themes usually is a way to get a distinct fan base that will continuously come back. It's a way to get people to keep watching your stuff and not stray away after you've started using things that they don't like. But like the variety channel for the most part on YouTube's kind of dead, unfortunately. Like there's not many channels that do a lot of different stuff. They usually try to focus on one theme or one activity or one topic or just one style of video. Like, essays, they usually like to talk about certain stuff and keep to that topic. But yeah, I think variety is a lost art nowadays, and a lot of people will stick to certain trends. And if you have a rule set in your series, so often I'll see people try to make a loophole or break their own rules, and I get it. You kind of just screwed yourself to begin with, so I get why you'd want to try to find a way out. Yeah. But yeah, that's why my series don't have a name. It's just rap battle.
God, this series needs to have a name. I kind of agree with Deadpool, but at the same time, I don't know. He's kind of 50-50 on that. But you know what, though? If it just says rap battle, I mean, how distinct can you really get, though? I mean, you set yourself apart from other series. Like, can you get any better than that?
I just love that Stoff had been hounding me about that for a long time. And I'm like, but if I give it a name, I feel like I'm going to pigeonhole myself. I'm not going to call it anything that's similar to ERB or anything because it just makes it even more of a parody than it already is, to the point people probably won't even think it's anywhere near as good in terms of some kind of quality. But,
Yeah.
it's just, you could just say Titanium 1208 series or just say Cam series, just whatever you want to call it.
I'd say as a pitch, maybe
May-
Titan rap battles. That way, it sounds huge.
Maybe. If the channel was actually huge, maybe, but nah.
It feels like it is. It kind in the sense that you use these characters greatly. In the sense that you want to capture that energy, I think you can call it. It's sort of a Titan feeling to it.
Yeah, I do. I remember people used to call me Titan at one point, and I'm like, don't call me Titan. It's titanium. It's a metal. Calling me Titan is just a different name entirely. And someone called me Tit, and I was like, just shut up. Stop. Either call me Cam, which I prefer, or call me Titanium, which is longer. Like, I'll answer to either one. I'm not answering to the other two. It's just not happening.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not as appealing. Well, speaking of names and whatnot, what did you settle on Titanium? Can you tell us about your name orders?
It's gonna be a dumb story. It's a very simple one. It's not like anything enthralling, but it's just as simple as naming yourself after something that you liked at a time, and I still like it. I think it was definitely my younger years. This was like not the first name that I ever came up with. I have a lot of pseudonyms that I just use whenever was a little kid and just had different accounts and whatnot. Eventually, I changed most of them to Titanium 1208, but at the time, the Iron Man movie had just come out, and I had always been a huge comic geek, and I remember I'd get bullied before the Marvel movies came out. Kids are cruel, and nowadays you're the weirdo if you don't know who Thanos is.
Oh, yeah.
Everything's
Yeah,
topsy-turvy
absolutely.
now.
100%. No, I agree.
I just remember I played the video game for Iron Man, the movie, and it had a bunch of characters that weren't in the actual movie. And my two favorites were Crimson Dynamo and Titanium Man. So
I know those guys. Yeah.
yeah, I eventually, at one point my name was Crimson, and at another point it was Dynamo. And then after all that, because I'm like, I don't know, Crimson sounds super edgy, Dynamo sounds a little weird. Titanium just sounded right. I don't know, it just stuck after I used the first two. I could have went with, I feel like if out of the two of the other ones, I would have went with Dynamo just because it sounds funny. But I'm glad I ended up sticking with Titanium Man. So I'm named after like a very obscure Marvel character, which, to be honest, considering how much I use comics and whatnot, is kind of fitting for me.
True, yeah.
Oh, yeah, listen to that. Utilizing a passion for, like, listen, look at my username, as you can plainly see, and the avatar itself. So,
Yeah.
so you know what, though, you can't really go wrong with that.
No, who doesn't love Spider-Man? Spider-Man's awesome.
Absolutely.
I've always wanted to play Spider-Man in something. If I ever bring him back, I'd probably play him myself just because, I don't know, it just sounds like it'd be really fun. And I always wanted to reuse Peter and do like a more modern, basically not my Spider-Man, but like, I don't like that Spider-Man's like constantly regressing in age with every new iteration. I like, like Insomniacs, I like middle age, well, not even middle age, but like young adult, 20-something-year-old Spider-Man. I like that. It's because it relates to me.
Yeah. Personally, I am not really a fan of Marvel constantly de-aging the character constantly just to have that relatability still intact. I'm like, I prefer the man to actually be a Spider-Man, not Spider-Bitch. But not to say that he ever was one when he was a teen. But I'm just saying. He's a spider. Like, come on, man, let him grow up a little bit, don't you?
Yeah, it's just whenever the animated series were coming out, they kept making him younger and younger and younger, and it just I didn't like it. I didn't care for it. And then the MCU movies, I don't like those either. The only one that I enjoyed was the last one, and that's just because it had my Spider-Man in it, which was Toby, and slightly Andrew, because I also grew up with those.
Yeah, Sam. Oh, hey, hopefully you might use Spider-Man sometime down the road again, because Well, I will say the matchup was him against Frank West is pretty fitting, because photographer thing and whatnot, and also they crossed over, a couple times. So I mean, I thought it was funny, but hopefully, whatever opponent you choose, I'm happy to see it.
Almost my entire first series was Marvel vs. Capcom, and there is a reason for that. But if I did bring back Spider-Man, it wouldn't be against Frank. I think my favorite idea right now is the Flash, but a lot of it for Spider-Man can just go off of vibes for me because he doesn't really have a matchup that makes me go, I have to do this one. Because, like, everyone always suggests, like, Batman, but I like Batman and Iron Man because I want to bring Batman back, and I really wanted to use Iron Man for a long time.
Well, shit. Well, speaking of, before we get into your battles, I wanted to say, how'd you get into this rap battle community, this whole little vicinity that you built upon, and these wonderful characters that you came across? By that I mean these wonderful users by the name of Stofferix and Bilo and all these other people, these wonderful, talented people
and
that
Righteous.
you came across.
Yeah.
Yes.
Righteous.
Righteous too.
Righteous is... Righteous is like my oldest bestie in the community. I've known him longer than anyone, as in like I've been DMing him for longer than anyone. It's been nearly 10 years, I think. And but he's not the one who brought me into the community. Actually, I had been doing audio drama roles for like Batman series, playing like Joker and whatnot, and just comic books, because that's just what I do. And I always did it on Casting Call because that's like the basic one to go to. And I saw a audition thing for a rap battle, and it was comic book rap battles, Gorilla Grodd versus Winston. And I ended up auditioning for that, and I ended up getting it. Seth brought me in to like his server and whatnot, and I met everybody else. And I remember, this is just a fun fact, I recorded all of my early roles, and I would say like, I don't have a date. Let's say for all of my roles for Freshy Canal and all of my, pretty much all my comic book rap battle ones, except I think Dr. Fate, I recorded on a phone. And, yeah, I recorded them all on a voice app on my phone, and to get the timing right, I'd have to do every single line individually. I couldn't put them all together or anything. I was very I was very DIY. I still am, but it's definitely not as annoying as it used to be because now I have Audacity and all that, and
Yeah.
But,
Holy shit.
Yeah, so it's
That's
Seth's
awesome.
fault. Seth Swidsky's fault. And then Righteous is the one who made me start actually doing my own battles. He's the one that... He told me not to tell anybody this today. I literally was talking to him while playing Rivals today. And he said, don't mention anyone that I'm the reason you went down this path for like 7 years. And I'm like, if they ask, I'm going to tell them. They got to know. I can't just blame Seth. I got to blame everybody. You have a stake in this. Stoff does too, I would say. Because while Righteous is the one who first pushed me, Stoff is the one that like encouraged me a lot in the early seasons, and I'll always be thankful for that. As much as this hobby can get annoying to a point, and I don't mean like I hate doing it. I mean sometimes it can get a little stressful and just happens to every creative endeavor. But Stoff was one of the main people always giving me ideas, always giving me feedback, and giving me like just a drive to keep going. Him, Righteous, my brother Cody is also great, but it's just a lot of people helped me at the beginning. I used to have a lot more friends. Now I'm kind of a hermit in the community, and I think it's a little bit my fault, a little bit other people's fault. Like obviously I'm not going to throw names or blame anyone, but I'm very outside of it nowadays. I just have my own group like everyone else does, and I kind of just stay in it, and I'm happy there. Occasionally, someone will wriggle their way in like a worm, which is, I shouldn't have said worm because I'm talking about Bilo, because I love Bilo. Bilo is great. I remember Stoff's the one who introduced me to him, and he's awesome. Stoff introduced me to a lot of the people I know nowadays that I hang out with, like R the Writer, Vi, otherwise Metalfire VA, and Hyper Jacob, or just Jacob. I remember Jacob... It was fun talking to him for the first time because the first fan-made series I had been listening to was Epic Rap Battles of Pokemon, and he was like the guy running it. So it was kind of like a starstruck kind of thing. And whenever he asked me to be Incineroar in his battle, I was just like, oh, my dreams come true. Yes, finally. I'm being recognized for my work.
I almost pulled a little bit of an M. Bison there, actually. Oh, I heard
Yes! Bison's
it.
one of my favorites to play. I love playing Bison.
He's fucking awesome, dude. I love him too.
But to keep going, Bilo was much later. And I love Bilo to death. We do like, and this is a secret no one can know. Only a few people know about there is a playlist that I have, and it's full of gameplay videos, like an archive, and it's like 60 videos long at this point of just like 5 to 15-minute videos of just me and a variety of other people, mostly Bilo and my brother and my boyfriend Demon, just shooting shit and playing video games and having fun. And it's just a good time. You know, I'm very happy with where I am right now in terms of like my friend circle and who I keep in contact with and who I've lost, which it's always sad remembering those who have, you know, turned out to be not good people or just walked out at some point, but you can't really move forward if you're grieving over the past all the time, so I just enjoy the present as it is. I got dark. Yeah. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay, man. It's okay. Listen, Stofrix dispelled a bunch of stuff on us too. You know, it's no problem. You know, you want to make this to be therapeutic. It's okay. Well, we're here for
I just get existential sometimes. It's just how I talk. I guess I talk a lot. I spew. It's not that I like the sound of my own voice. It's that I string one thing into another.
No.
Why do you think I change my voice every battle? I don't like my voice. I like other voices.
Yeah,
I like a lot.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, listen, your normal voice is just as good too. Let's be honest.
I mean, there's a reason I don't use it as much in like battles. I usually try to put on something. Like the big thing that got me into doing impersonations was Mark Hamill's Joker, because I'd listen to compilations of that all the time when I was a kid. And what's funny is that I listened to him so much, now my laugh, and I mean like my big laugh, like some people have heard it literally sounds like the Joker, and I think I've like mutated my own vocal cords by listening to that, man. It's way too much. Like if you get a big laugh out of me, it'll be Joker, and it's so stupid. And I love it because Bilo also has a Joker laugh, and no one has ever heard it but like me and like 2 other people. It's actually insane. If you get that man belly laughing, it's amazing. He starts sounding like Mark Hamill on like roids. It's crazy how he should play the Joker in these ones. It's awesome though. I love it. I love making people laugh. It makes me happy to make other people happy, as you know, sappy as that sounds.
Well, listen. It's less, you know, why so serious? I mean, listen, why so happy? You know, it's actually a good thing.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck it. Listen, the Joker is the Joker is kind of a little bit, you know, a little bit philosophical if you think about it. Kind of is.
Oh yeah. He was one of the first characters I really wanted to voice in battles, and I did a few times, not super often. Nowadays, I think I don't know who they get nowadays. It's not me, though, because I remember the last battle I saw with Joker in it, I was playing Sideshow Bob instead.
Oh, yeah, I saw that one. Mm-hmm.
That one's fun. I think that was Cameron, right? Or
yeah, it was. Uh-huh.
I get my cams all confused, but
there's so many cams everywhere.
I do love playing Sideshow Bob, though. Or any Simpsons. I just love Simpsons.
Dude, your Sideshow Bob is probably as close as ever to the show. I'm not even joking you. It's a little just as terrifying as Sideshow Bob himself, which
I watched
immediately dark. So
whenever I used Sideshow Bob, I watched every episode he's in, which isn't that many, but every time I would watch it, if my brother was with me, he'd look over and I'm like, "Hello, bot." And I'd just start doing the voice. It's really funny. He'd be creeped out.
It gets me a little scared. It gave my heart pumping in the scariest way. I'm a little terrified, actually. Raising my anxiety through the roof. I must take a swig of water because of that now. Anyhow. Well, hey, listen. It doesn't matter now because, listen, whatever kind of bad times you might have had, it's always going to be outshined by the good times that you're currently having now. And, you know, you seem happy the way you are, and that's what matters the most. And you know what, though? You're telling us this story, and we're indulging into it, though. We're sharing it with you. We're about to become another memory with you. so on this YouTube landscape that probably nobody's gonna watch. But yeah. Anyhow,
I'm used to
yeah.
it.
No, no, don't worry. We appreciate you, man. That's what matters the most. Okay.
Yeah, I know. I like making. I make self-deprecating jokes. It's how I stay humble. If I don't, my ego will get too big, and I'll start thinking I'm like God reborn. It's a problem.
Well, you played a few gods before, so I mean that's not
Yeah.
exactly a wrong statement. So
Yeah.
but anyway, now you see, your series is really fascinating to me, at least, in a sense that it's driven by self progression and lots of creative endeavors just being exerted. Lots of experimentation going on with certain characters and certain matchups. What's the process with you? When it comes to just choosing matchups? I know it's mostly just a vibes thing. It's mostly out of passion what you do, but what is the writing process like for you, and how do you go about just choosing certain matchups within the moment? How are you just getting that shit out the window?
It's changed a lot over the years because I've done like 100 of these. But for the most part, at one point it was just trying to look, at one point I was using characters that I knew to a certain point, Marvel vs. Capcom. So a lot of
Yeah.
it just came from my brain, which is why it sucks. And eventually I started researching, I'd start looking things up, find out stuff even I didn't know, and it's just steadily getting better to the point, but I would also try to memorize everything. I wouldn't write it down, and sometimes that would just end up with lines being flat out wrong. That's also bad. And then eventually after that I would start trying to write things down as I go along as I learn something new, but that would also be a problem because I would sometimes not have any ideas for the information I'm given, so I'd be stuck on one for like a day, and then I would just get completely sidetracked and would not get anything done. Nowadays, I just do probably what everyone else has been doing the whole time, and I just took like 10 years to catch up. I'll just do my research. When I hear something that think I can make a joke or a diss out of, I write down an idea, and I can just edit it later if I have to. I just know that the idea is there. Like, I'm writing a battle right now, and a big a big thing I've been doing is just trying to get as many ideas down as I can, and as soon as the ideas are there and I have everything written out, I'm like, okay, let's try piecing this into the verses, change what I need to change, get everything done. And yeah, that's just been a lot better of a process, been a lot faster. And in terms of choosing matchups, it really does just come down to what I'm into at the time, because like that Stoff, whenever he was playing Deadpool and he was ad-libbing, he wasn't making stuff up. He was basing it on truth. The whole when Cam gets a new obsession to put me against. That's just how I work. 1 minute I'm super into this one thing. Next minute I'm into another thing. It's just what happens. I go in and out of phases, swinging moods all the time. There are things that I'm going to be consistently into, but there are other times where it's like, oh, I'm super into this character right now. I won't be in a month. I'll still have interest, but I won't be like this hyped about him. Like right now, my brother's showing me Hitmonkey, and I'm like, it'd be really cool if I used Hitmonkey in a battle. But if the hype doesn't keep going, I'm going to work on it, and then I'm just going to be like, well, that happened.
Just another day in the Cam office.
Yeah, it'll be cool to have it'd be cool to have a Hitmonkey battle, though. I like Hitmonkey.
Yeah, he's pretty funny.
Show's really good.
He's. Oh yeah.
The Cam office just in my brain.
Yeah, I did want to say though. Well, in my case, I did go through like whatever I saw before. Like on occasion, Starfrix did also show. Obviously, when he was in a few battles of yours, so you mentioned it. But I did go through just about all of it. I think maybe you have the most out of any channel I've seen besides maybe like Infinite Source. But I feel maybe you at 118 right now probably have the most battles in a series. I don't know if that's true or not. But yeah, I definitely see what you mean when you're saying you're going through phases, because like I had to go through like WWE battles back to back, even though I don't know any wrestlers. I do think you did great with the voices. I just could barely know enough on John Cena or Andre the Giant just from information I generally heard. But no, it is
Yeah.
kind of cool that I'm noticing now. Lately, I think you've been kind of going on a cartoon trend with actually using, like, say, Rob from Gumball, or going with like actually my favorite of yours was your 100th battle, which you mentioned was actually the Discord versus Bill Cipher. I think you actually did nail not just the personality. You actually always try your best with getting the personalities right, and I think you really nailed it with that one especially. But I think in general that one also just has a lot of clever twists to it, like how they talk to each other, and then of course the animation goes really hard. So I think that one shows you actually got someone who did the animation entirely correct to their characters.
Yeah, it was a long process, but it was a very fun process. I really enjoyed it. I remember getting all that settled up. It'd be like monthly updates, being like, all right, we got like 10 more seconds on this. And I'm like, oh, awesome. Just consistently waiting for 100. I'm like, I remember I had to push it back, but I was very happy to see it come out. And yeah, you can tell that I go through like obsessions every so often, and I'm trying to think of what it'd be at the moment. I think at the moment it's comic books, because I have a lot of comic book ideas I want to do, which I guess is kind of ironic because the next one I'm working on isn't comic book, it's video game, but I'm sure I'll go right back to it right after. I've been wanting to really try to revitalize some old comic book ideas because I really enjoy the medium, and I feel like they've either not been done or they weren't done super well because just time. A lot of them are like super old or done by Infinite Source, so they're not very good.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, no, not really.
so yeah, I've been super like wanting to do that.
Yeah, so essentially it's like if you want a channel that's infinite source, but they're actually like not trying to just like put out some slop because they can, it's really just yours, that where you're doing just about all the talents you have. I was amazed to see how many battles you are singing on the characters' voices. So I think you actually have
Yeah.
like the best type of singing voice talent for it, basically, out of any other creator I saw.
Yeah, I used to be a choir boy from like middle school to high school. I was a jock as well, so I was like two sides of the same coin to a point. I'd play football one Friday night, then the next one I'd be belting out as a baritone in the choir. But I really enjoy trying to incorporate different mediums into the genre, especially opera or singing, because I have an opera battle in the works, have a beat and everything for it, but the two characters I want to use don't have that much material, so it's been kind of stuck in production hell. But yeah, in terms of like singing and whatnot, my favorite's still probably Octavio and Meister. I was just happy I was able to bring those characters, I don't want to say into the limelight, because Meister's always popular. Don is a different case entirely, but it was cool that whenever if you look up Don Octavio, you will see my battle somewhere in the Google search, like not that far down. I just think that's really cool.
It's also you kind of popularized the Sly Cooper villain. That's I mean, you can't get any better than that. So
He's always been one of my faves.
oh yeah, I think Sly Cooper is pretty underutilized just for battles in general. I mean, that whole universe is so filled with so many cool characters that there's a lot of potential there. Nobody seems to really give a shit about this series for some reason, just like Sony doesn't. But that's besides the point. Though you decided to use them anyway. So
Yeah.
and yeah, I was just impressed by your singing voice as well, though, as Pwner stated over here. Yeah, it was just so mesmerizing. Oh, and well, besides your choir, I mean, literally mesmerizing, though. You just go, oh, wow, I mean, what is it he not capable of doing? And, you're just so enticed. So it's magnificent. I love it. And that actually does lead me into a music-related question, though, besides you already having choir experience. Is there any type of music that you actually do occasionally listen to casually, or something that you're deeply invested in, music-wise, any genres?
I kind of go all over the place. Like, it's kind of hard to say I have a genre. I do love, if I were to name some, I guess I really like jazz and obviously rap. And I like classical from time to time. I also just like anything that could be qualified as funky. I know that's a very broad net, but that's the one I'm casting. I just whatever sounds good is what I listen to mainly. I go through a lot of cycles in terms of what I listen to, because I'll listen to a song like 1,000 times, and then in like a month I will just not be listening to it anymore. I'll just let it go, and then a few months later I'll rediscover it, listen to it 1,000 times again, and then the cycle will begin anew, over and over.
Music in a nutshell, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
You have great taste, Cam. Really great taste, as a matter of fact. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm kind of a little all over the place as well myself. When I was actually younger, I was actually mostly into rock and metal, but that kind of expanded beyond that. So thank goodness. I would have been really boring as a person. Luckily, I'm not boring. Or am I boring? I don't know. Anyway,
I'd say not.
thank you. I appreciate that. Anyhow, yeah, that's magnificent. Yeah, and I think it's evident within the battles that you make, and it's very, very musically driven in a way. Though, well, it depends. Obviously, it's still a rap battle at heart, but you're taking those elements and you're just kind of, creatively progressing through it, though, in a way that is kind of a song, which they kind of are. It is music essentially. So
yeah, I did notice that for a few. Like say Wario versus Scrooge McDuck, that one actually was a lot more jazzier. So that was one of my favorites that I heard from going through them.
I love that one. That one, in my opinion, it's a classic. I know it goes a little too long for a lot of people. Looking back on it, I think it does a little bit too. But I wanted to use the entire beat because it was that good. Like, okay, so there's a whole story with how that battle came to be, and I'll try to be quick. We played a lot of Grand Theft Auto Online back in the day, and there's this one mode called Overtime Rumble. We call it Car Darts, where you have to parachute a car onto a certain spot on the map, and you get a certain number of points, and the hardest one is the 5. And we were playing a particularly hard map where it's like a pyramid. You have to land on like the very tippy top, and I said, as a joke, I said, whoever gets the tippy top, you can suggest a battle to me. And my brother got it. And he's like, I want you to do Wario and Scrooge because he loves those ducks from Disney and he loves Mario. And it was just funny because I was like, if I can find a beat, I'll do it. And then I find the one on Audio Network and I'm like, this is perfect.
Perfection. Wow. Kind of sound a little bit like Homelander there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was also just happy. It was just awesome to get Stoff in as Wario because I know he loves playing Mario.
Mm-hmm.
And I love getting stuff and stuff. Sometimes it can be a little harder. It's just, it's just how life is to all of us. Some days we feel like doing things more often than the others. But I was glad that I was able to get him as Wario, even if it's a long battle. So he was like, this is very long. And I'm just, yeah, it is. Please do it. It's very fun. It's going to be really good. People are going to love it. And
yeah.
for the most part, I don't think I've seen people hate it. I've seen people like it, and it's good. And it kind of started the whole Nintendo versus Disney thing I've been trying to cobble as like a legacy idea.
Mm-hmm.
I've just been having fun doing that. That one's not part of the obsession. It's just part of trying to make a trend for when I inevitably get to Mickey versus Mario. You can look back at all these other ones I did first just to build it up.
The foreshadow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's funny, like
Mario.
The thing with you saying like you found the beats is realizing from the start when I was getting through your early ones, you also found the beat for Godzilla versus King Kong that ERB eventually used. Not just that, you also happened to have stuff on for that one voicing Venom, which he eventually actually helped with the battle.
Yeah, that is some fun. I remember it's an all-around beat and it was called Kaiju, and I used it on Akuma and Venom. I couldn't find that beat for the longest time, and then I heard it in ERB and I'm like, that's the one I used!
There it is!
It's like, look, there it is. So this means anytime I reuse an ERB beat, I'm okay, right? This means I get a free pass.
Yeah.
I used mine first. I'm good now.
Yeah. You just don't have any residuals. That's the only downside. But oh well.
I mean, I don't make money from any of this.
Yeah, it's just who needs that?
I've been told I should open a coffee sometimes, but I don't know if I really want to or need to. Because as soon as I start asking for money, I feel like I'm gonna start just degrading the quality. And I'm not saying people who do this for money, just are greedy or something. I'm just saying, I feel like for me at least, it would develop a sense of, I already have the money, why should I put in the extra effort? Whenever it's just you wanting to do things the way you want to do them, you will want to make them the best they can before you release them. And that's just how I roll, I guess. It's the best way to say it.
Anti-consumerism. I'm kidding.
Yeah, no, he's just got the passion for it, obviously.
No, I'm joking. Of course, I was joking about the whole residuals thing. Obviously, yeah. Who needs fucking funds for your battles? They don't need that shit. You're already powered by gold because you use Wario and Scrooge McDuck, so you're by default rich. So it's okay. Listen, you already have it. You already have the funds. You already use two characters, which is characters in fiction.
It would help sometimes with the animation stuff, but I just save up my own money on the side and just pay for that. But it's just fun to see that come out and people be surprised by it. Like, I've only done it, I think, a couple times with Discord and Bill and Wil E and Tom, I think, were the only times I had an animation in it, like a big one.
Mhm.
I do have a couple more that I'm doing. One's a comic one, and it's just basically I want Death Battle to do this fight, but they're never going to do it, so I'm having someone animate it for me with a rap track over it. And the other one, which is one that I have been getting animated for a year, and it's like a cool big one. And I'm not going to say what the matchup is. I want to keep that a secret. But whenever it's revealed, I'm going to hype it up to high hell because it is being 3D animated, and it's really freaking good.
Shit.
That's
And
awesome.
it's been a whole year, and it's like music video stuff, and I am so excited.
Oh my
And
god, I am just excited too. Making me hyped.
It's a matchup that I've really wanted to do for a long time, and I've seen other people do it, or just I think only one person did it, and it was so long ago, and it was so crap that I'm like, it's free real estate as long as no one else tries to do it. And then I'm like, nah, one of these
Such
franchises is dead as hell. There's no way. I mean, the other franchise is super alive right now, but the second one, none. No one's ever using this character. No way.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I must know
But
when it releases.
And really,
I mean, it will. Yeah.
I was going to mention the sprite animation for Wil E versus Tom, as you mentioned. That one did catch me off guard. Like, I didn't expect the whole sequence, but, seeing it for the entire vid, I really was enjoying how it came to be. So I was like, wanting more.
Yeah, that one was very fun. It was the first time I tried doing that because I just wanted, like, if I could have gotten it 2D, I would have. Like, hand-drawn, I would have, but I didn't know anybody yet. That one was done by Gabriel Muzo. Muzo, it's M-U-O-Z-O or M-O-U-Z-O. But he's great. I really liked working with him. It was fun to get all that done. And I was only a little annoyed when I found out Death Battle was doing it after I'd been working with Gabe on it for like months. I was like, yay, I'm glad this is coming out, but now I'm going to get nothing but comments about the Death Battle.
Yeah.
Which happens way too often.
I mean, on the bright side, it did kind of, boosted your views just a little bit.
It did.
Teensy bit.
Recently, when the Death Battle episode came out, it went from like 37K to like 45K, I think. And I was just like, whoa, it exploded right there. But then I got comments being like, who's here because of the Death Battle? And then I even replied with, me, I'm here. How y'all doing? Thanks for stopping by.
First.
Yeah, first. I was first, and I will be last.
No, you technically beat them to the punch verbally, at least.
I tried. So. I didn't beat him with Bill in Discord. Part of the reason I wanted to do that was because I liked their episode a lot. But with Wil E and Tom, I promise you, I was going to do it because Jacob had been talking about it for years, and I'm like, that would be an awesome idea. I could even get it animated. And then Death Battle's like, oh, it won the Contest of Champions. And I'm like, oh, well, darn. Theirs is definitely going to be better than mine, but doesn't mean we can't try as hard as we can.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well.
Who gives a shit about Death Battle? What are they going to do, see you? Come on. I mean,
No,
ERB to Goku versus Superman.
Yeah.
So... And what Terminator versus RoboCop, and people still kind of semi-bitch about that constantly because they can't do Homelander versus Omni-Man for whatever reason, but whatever.
Yeah.
That's the point. I want an ERB version of Homelander versus Omni-Man.
That could be fun. I'd enjoy that.
Sure, for sure. And I wanted to mention, if you do ever need to try to get Sprite Animator, we actually have someone who's recently been doing great Sprite animation on the server in case you want to try to hook up to see if that's possible again in the future.
Maybe. I mean, I'm always down to work with new sprite people. New animators in general, I really like working with. Right now, I'm working with someone who I found through Twitter. His name is Sun. It's just Sun. I think it's Sun.mp3. Y'all may have seen him on your timeline somewhere. They do a lot of Sonic animations. And I'm not getting him for a Sonic matchup. I think I'm all burnt. I'm mostly burnt on Sonic, but...
No Sonic.
I've thought about redoing Metal Sonic and Perfect Cell for a few reasons, but I was like, man, unless I do like a full-blown, like just revoice this or whatever, I can't really rewrite an entire battle with these two. I already used like all the material they got.
And also, just how can you really go wrong with that Metal Sonic voice? I know he speaks like that in the games, right? I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I'm not a Sonic fan by any means. But that voice he has, that little module, is pretty sick. I liked it.
Yeah.
It's just ear candy in my ears. It's so soothing.
Righteous showed me how to do that. He's always been the guy who shows me how to do certain voices. He's really good at that, just dissecting what makes something sound like something. But yeah, it's the voice he did in Sonic Heroes, and I've always liked that one, so I replicated it. I think it really sounds good in the last verse, personally. Like I like it throughout the whole thing, but yeah, it's fun.
And that's what made him win too. So just saying.
Yeah.
And I don't even like Sonic, but he won anyway. So, and not to say I'm against Dragon Ball, I respect it. As a matter of fact, I respect all its entirety. I mean, Goku got an ERBcast, so I mean, he clearly has a place in history.
Yeah, I mean, I've used Dragon Ball a few times, but you'll never.
Yeah.
One thing I've always made a joke about. I have a never ever list, and
Oh,
I've. What was funny is that at one point Discord was on it, so obviously I've already broken the rule. But the other three that were on it, if I remember, it was Sans from Undertale for obvious reasons. Sonic himself. I'll use Shadow, Knuckles, Metal Sonic, Eggman, all I want. Not Sonic though, and Goku himself. Because you've noticed I have not used those two, but I've used a lot from them. Because I don't really care for Sonic and Goku themselves that much. And eventually it became a joke where it's like, eventually, maybe, I would use Goku versus Sonic and break the streak. And Sans will just be sitting there in the corner drinking ketchup or something.
well, shit. I mean, listen, I have an idea. Why don't you just have the Dragon Ball announcer instead of Goku? There you go.
Yeah.
Make a battle out of him against somebody. I don't know who.
SpongeBob
but
narrator.
there you go. There you
Yeah.
go. There you go. Genius.
I used
Hell,
a lot
I
of.
mean,
I use
that's
a lot
awesome.
of minor characters. I mean, I used Captain Ginyu for Christ's sake. Like, he's a very minor Dragon Ball character, but he's so much fun. I wanted to do his voice in a battle so bad. I was like, I got to use him, and I also want to use Power Rangers because I love Power Rangers. I held that battle off for so long because of Jason David Frank passing, but
Yeah.
eventually I was like, I gotta do White Ranger. I gotta use him. He's my favorite.
Hell, I mean, definitely shows in the writing. I mean, it was way before he passed. I'm pretty sure, if I remember right. It was when you made that.
I
battle?
did the battle like way after. Like I waited a long time to do it.
That's right. That's right.
The other Power Rangers battle was Lord Zed, which was like way before I think. I've always been thinking of redoing that one, but then I used Skeletor against Brak, which I like that one. But Lord Zed, I'm gonna miss doing that voice. That voice is just fun to do.
Oh man, I was not expecting Brak out of all adult Cartoon Network characters, let alone from that show. You know, Space Ghost to Coast, and also his own show, and him hosting the Cartoon Fridays shit
Yeah.
he did, or Cartoon Planet. There you go, that's what it's called. Why the fuck did I mix them? But yeah, you nailed his droopy, his dense mannerisms. Is so hilarious. Like I love Brak so much. I like Zorak more though as a character,
Oh, yeah.
but. But yeah, I was not expecting that. Out of all things, I was not expecting that. Him out of all characters, it was funny. I absolutely love that battle.
I just liked the idea of like, oh, these are like very spoofed like meme villains, so I thought they fit good together. Plus, I love Skeletor and He-Man, and I remember originally I was going to have a Zorak cameo on that, and it was going to be Meta voicing him as like a after credits thing, but I stopped doing after credits because it made it hard to watch him continuously. So if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it at like the beginning and maybe something very small in the middle. But yeah, it was just very fun using Brak, and I want to use Space Ghost himself someday because him. I have voiced him. I voiced him in another thing, a few comic dubs here and there, but I also voiced him in like a retrospective essay video. The channel, it's called Gazpacho. I don't remember the entire name. I just remember Gazpacho is the name of the channel, and it's a big long Space Ghost essay, and I play Space Ghost and Moltar in it. It's a lot of fun. Oh, and I play Brak, but he's there for like a second. It's just funny.
And I had no idea
man.
Gazpacho, one of the best Chowder characters, was doing YouTube.
I know. Wait, wow. Yeah. Wow, man, who would have thought? You know,
That's
the different
Chowder's another series I've wanted to use a lot. I have had the meme matchup of Mung versus Sanji over my head for like 5 years, and I keep threatening to actually do it. It's just
I would love that.
It'd be funny. I'd enjoy it. Yeah, I've always wanted to find the perfect beat for it, something that has like the perfect amount from both shows, but it's just really hard but I'm sure eventually inspiration will strike.
You have to use Schnitzel now. Now that you said that.
I remember Schnitzel versus Groot was an idea in the tank. It was one, and then Schnitzel versus the Thing from the Fantastic Four. I remember saying that, and my brother just looks at me like, "Oh, that's genius." I'm like, Schnitzel doesn't talk words. He's like, he does that one time. I'm like, that. Come on.
Well, he's got to be
He's
calm
got a
before the
clobber,
battle.
man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I've always been weird about using characters that don't talk normally. Like, obviously, I use Michael Myers and a few other. I'm pretty sure there's a couple other ones I've used that don't have voices, but whenever it's a character I can at least think of a voice of, I'm usually more okay with it. Like, if I can think of a voice that they would actually have, if I can make something up, or them talking doesn't go against their character, like something like that. Because with Michael, he's just a guy. You can just make a voice as long as he sounds like a cold, demonic psychopath. But then there's like, I've wanted to use Jason for years because I love slashers. I can't imagine any voice that comes out of him to sound natural. Because it's like whenever people use Leatherface, I don't like whenever he has a deep voice, because he doesn't have a deep voice. No, like in the movies, he sounds like a kid because he's like screaming and yelping like a pig. He just sounds like that because he's like a freaking 8-year-old trapped in a 20-something-year-old man's body, killing people because he's, his family's crazy.
And he's Texas.
Yeah, he's Texas.
Yeah, he's from Texas, so he's stupid. No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
But,
No, I'm Texas.
What's the difference, though, Cam?
Love it.
Excuse me. Part of the SpongeBob references, people. No, fuck that. No, we're including all the SpongeBob references we need, which is only a few. But anyway, anyhow, no, yeah, I absolutely, I'm pretty sure I've only heard you voice Leatherface once on a SoundCloud audio against Stoffrix's Ghostface. I got to tell you, that performance, and I do think Justin does a good job. Jay does a good job of voicing Leatherface too. He gets a bit of a Texan accent going on because he actually, tries to do a little bit more, not just like little growly little type of voice. Monstrous, hulking monster Leatherface is known for. You kind of provided a little bit of a slicker accent, I would say, when it came to that SoundCloud audio. I absolutely loved it. That was sick.
That's just how I talk naturally, unfortunately. Like the voice I'm putting on right now, I used to be very hick growing up, but I also went to a school where you get made fun of for that. So over the years, I masked it, just subconsciously was masking my accent, and it only comes out whenever I'm like super emotional. It just sounds really dumb, but it was really fun to be able to just pull it out whenever I can. It's awesome to do just my natural, like, thick as hell hick accent. Like, whenever I played Android 13, I did the same thing. Just let it go. It was just really fun.
Well, listen, even your actual accent, you could definitely utilize it for creative endeavors. So that's
I just really like doing accents, and I know a lot of people don't like some of the accents I do. I get it, but some of them are just, I don't even want to say like, I've worked really hard being able to do them right, and I practiced a lot when I was a kid. Times are unfortunately different, so I don't get to do them as often. And, unless the person is like same skin color as me. Like, I can do a Russian accent all I want. But, if I do like an Asian accent, it's a little, I get it. I do understand. That's why I've been trying to do more appropriate casting and whatnot whenever I can. But whenever you're also like a one-man show like me, it's kind of hard to acquire such.
Yeah, that's understandable. And really, I was going to say, in your Android 13 battle with the Terminator, your Terminator was also very spot on, like trying to get it right to the Arnold accent. Because Lloyd was doing the more, growly and like pure rapping
very
style.
Exaggerated Arnold.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I always loved, because I can do both. I love going back and forth between the crazy Arnold and the normal Arnold, and it's just, I don't know, it's just very fun being able to try and do a voice that not many people want to do or could do, and Arnold is one of them, because it's just, he talks so uniquely. I love it. That's why I like being able to just, like, I can just slip into the accent and just talk to him, talk the way he normally does. The hardest part was making my voice deep and trying to sound monotone, so I sound like a robot. I promise to not kill anyone. And then you can like go full blown terrorizer and be like, no, I'm Arnold. I do the thing.
he's doing the he's doing the exaggeration. Get him. Okay.
I'm crazy.
He's-
No.
He's Austrian. Relax.
Spiders. No. It's fun. I'd like to
Oh
do
my
that
God.
Arnold voice in a battle someday, but you know,
And
When
someone's
I'm
got to
for a
do
battle?
kindergarten cop.
I'm just
Conan
saying.
would be great.
Yeah.
I just love doing accents and voices. It's just fun to mimic them. Like I always like Schwarzenegger. I love doing Stallone as well. It's like, today I like coconuts. Yeah, it's very hot out there. Taking punches to the face. Hey, is that the best I got? It's really fun doing that.
I mean, you got
That's awesome as fuck.
you had wrestlers. Now you got to get boxers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been trying
Yeah.
to do. I did
Rocky.
Mac versus it was Mac versus Springman at one point, and that one's just a time capsule if I'm being real, because the tag's in there, it's really loud. Nowadays, I try my best. I'm like, can I hear the tag? Can I buy the tag for like $30 and get it out of there? If I can, I'm not using it. But back in the day, I didn't really care because I don't know what was wrong with me, because it is hard to listen to a battle now with a tag in it. It's just, it hurts my ears now.
Who the
But-
fuck let the tag in? As Peter said.
It's just
Oh.
like you hear Hollywood legends throughout the whole thing because that tag's loud. But
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously.
nowadays I avoid it, thankfully. But I've been wanting to bring Mac back. I have Mac versus Hajime. Well, it's not even Hajime, that's the name of the show. It's Makanouchi, Ippo Makanouchi. I've been wanting to do that one for a while, but I need to get someone who can make it look really good because I don't want to just do AMV for that. I want to do a whole thing. But yeah, I really love boxing stuff. I just like combat sports like that. Wrestling, boxing, all that jazz.
Rocky confirmed? Question mark?
Maybe someday. If I use Rocky, I don't know if I'd voice him or if I'd get Bilo to, because I really enjoy Vilo's Rocky voice. It's really funny.
Oh, I gotta hear that shit. Oh man.
I think he used Rambo. You should be able. I think you. I don't know if he used it already or if I'm spoiling something. If I'm spoiling something, Bilo, I'm sorry. If I'm not spoiling something, then if you can find it, it's really funny. I remember we used to play GTA and he dressed up as Rambo sometimes and he would do the voice and it'd be really funny. Like, it's just so stupid. I love whenever that kind of stuff happens. It's awesome.
Speaking of Grand Theft Auto, listen, do you think there's a possibility to at least maybe use one of the three out of the three guys, maybe Trevor?
Oh, it would be Trevor. He's my favorite one. And for the longest time, I wasn't using him as much as I wanted to. I never used him because I was always a clean channel and whatnot. I always try not to swear and whatnot. But eventually, I think it was literally right after I hit 100, I'm like, you know what? Screw it. If the character curses in their actual thing, like if that's a huge part of their character, they gonna curse now. Sorry. I'm not gonna pigeonhole myself and not use Freddy Krueger just because he says bitch. Like, I'm not gonna because that's the big reason I never used Freddy. I was like, how can I use him and him not say that? That's his catchphrase. It's his thing.
Yeah. Come on, it's. I mean, listen, there's a reason why Rick and Morty parodied him. So,
Yeah, and you can tell that whenever I uncorked the bottle, because I think it was King Dice and Husk. Husk curses a lot. He says a lot of bad words because it's Hasbin Hotel. I was like, if I'm using this guy, if I were to be like, okay, we can curse now, that's a new rule. This is the perfect character to do it with. Like with Alistair, he doesn't. His is like very rare. He only does it when he's like pissed off or dying. So I got away with that. I've seen some people use him in battles and make him curse, and I'm like, that's not right. It's even worse whenever people use the cursing as a diss towards Alistair. I don't know if that makes much sense. Maybe I'm a hypocrite and I forgot that I said that. But using it towards him specifically is a little messed up because the dude only says like 3 curse words as opposed to everyone's like 1,000. So
he didn't exactly diss himself. now.
Yeah.
And vulgarity is part of them. So, I guess you can't kind of poke holes at a bunch of character flawed traits, I suppose, but that's not exactly the strongest ideal you want to target at. So,
I always
that's just
think
me.
insulting a series rather than the character. Or, no, it's not even just if you want to insult the series as a whole, I think that's fine because they live there, that's what they are stuck with. But whenever you're so low on dissing material, you have to insult the creator, then you might just want to dig deeper or use a different character. Because I feel like who gives a crap if you're dissing the person who made them? We just talked about Alistair. Almost every battle I see that uses a Vivzy Pop character disses Vivzy herself. And I'm like, you'd think y'all would want to use her yourself instead of just using this character as a proxy.
100%.
It's just, I get it. You're using this for views. You hate people. Or, no, you hate the woman who made it. Yeah, you hate people. You hate the woman who made it. But you want to use it just to get some, funding for something. I'm sure something that you actually want to make. But a little bit more effort than that, please. At least if we're going to get 20-something Blitz battles, you can at the very least try to keep it to dissing him. Even if it's the 30th time I've heard the same one.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Yeah, easily. I think it's fine if it's only for just, a few lines, and then you're kind of... I noticed, this isn't to anybody in particular, but it's just a normal flaw that people in the community do have, and it's that just it kind of fills up almost an entire verse to the point where it almost finishes their second verse or their third if you're lucky to get to that. So it's a little much, I will say. Come on, man. Cam's trying to help you guys. So
it's just my opinion. People are going to keep doing whatever they want to do. I've always had different opinions when it comes to how people should do the rap battles and whatnot, and that's why, I don't really talk about it that often, because it's like, we're all just doing our own thing. We're all just, using this for different means. I'm using it as a means to try and entertain. Some people do that, but they also have a dollar sign next to it. There's like an asterisk shaped like a dollar.
Yeah.
But, like I said, that's not inherently a bad thing. Some people try to make a job out of this. I personally don't agree with it. I don't like making a business out of, something like this. But if you can do it, I guess you should just do it. I mean, why not? It just seems to suck a lot of passion out of it for me if that were the case. And I'm sure that's going to get me... I'm sure a lot of people are going to talk nasty behind my back after I said all that, but...
Oh, no, it's a common sentiment nowadays,
that won't
I'd
happen.
say. Yeah, a lot of people agree with you, really.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know. It's like whenever, I remember VGRB did, sponsored battles at some point. I never care for a sponsored battle because you can tell most of the time this was just rushed out.
ERB.
Oh, yeah. Got
Yeah.
a couple
It just seems very soulless. It just seems like, I'm not going to say you didn't try. You obviously put effort into this. But obviously you didn't put in as much effort as you do the stuff you actually give a crap about. And it's just... I feel like it just hurts your overall image. A lot of people can ignore that, but a lot of people are going to hold on to that and they're going to remember it, and it's going to go at the bottom of their freaking tier list whenever they look back on your entire series. Like, I'm ready. If anyone ever ranks all mine, I'm ready for mine to be judged, because at least I made it for my own gain, for myself, for me to enjoy. If someone don't like it, that's whatever. Even like the newer ones, if you don't like it, that's fine. You just like other things,
Yeah,
I'm not going to make everybody happy every time.
Yeah.
Just...
And really, you show the progression.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just trying to hone my craft, get good and all that.
Well, you
just trying to enjoy the ride. Yeah, compare me to the version of me who was doing this, I think it's been 5 years I've been doing this. That kid is crazy. Trying to do this all on a phone. He's dumb. Me now, I'm still behind a lot of people. I mean, I'm still behind a lot of people, but I'm at a point where I am very happy with my own self-growth, and that makes me just more wanting to be more active when it comes to making these, and more active with other people who make these and enjoy watching them like I do.
Yeah, it deserves appreciation. Really, a lot of people do say you're underrated. Like you kind of got a cult following with your comments.
Mhm.
And lately now with
I
you coming on the server, I think more people also notice like you share your art. You do a really good job. In fact, you've been including your art in the battle itself in a few of them. So I think it's really good to show that you have that type of talent. Probably could also get other people to want to do their own works like that.
Yeah, I mean, I remember I did like 2 battles that had my own art and editing in it, and after I did those two, it was Juggernaut and Knuckles and Mettaton and Riddler. I enjoyed making those. I had a lot of fun, but I also it drains you doing
Mhm.
this all by yourself because I know I had to do the backgrounds, I had to do the props, I had to do the renders, drawing about 40 assets for one battle, and I usually do this over the
Yeah.
span of a month because I want it to come out. I want to release one battle a month. That's how I try to do things.
Mhm.
That's why
Mhm.
I got really ambitious. I basically tried flying way too close to the sun, and it hit me really hard when I realized I could make these look like that every time. I could make them obviously not as good as everyone else's, but I can at least if I can attain even a percentage of what they do, then I that's a goal achieved for me. But I feel like I'm sacrificing a lot of what people came here for because it's not like at least whenever I talk to people who enjoy my stuff, it's never like a visuals thing. It's always like a they enjoy the writing and the audio and just the characters and how they've been used. So while I will still do it for like moments and character interactions and stuff, I don't think it needs to be the whole video.
Mhm.
I'm fine with just doing AMV because I like to think I can still get the idea across just with the writing and whatnot.
Yeah, I think
With some unique liberties.
yeah, and some
Yep.
people do like just edits of the, how they move it in the shows, and then they like try to show type of interaction maybe. So something like that, where it's just like at least that moment where if you think that there's something good, because you actually did that with Lobo versus Stitch, where at the end they're like riding together in the car. So I think it would work for something like that.
And they both fucking die. So
They're fine. I was originally going to draw them like ostriched in the sand, but I thought it'd be funnier to just let them explode because they're fine.
they're
Stitch has
right.
survived way worse. Lobo, he was going to be just ahead. Originally, if I had more time to work on it, Stitch was going to be like ostriched in the sand, and then he was going to like pull himself out and then see Lobo's head and just like pick it up and be like, just laugh at him. And he's like, oh, laugh it up, fuzzball. Like it was going to be a Star Wars reference. But
They're right. They'll come
yeah,
back.
I still love how I was able to make Lobo be like, oh, that's disgusting. I love it. That's one of the main reasons I wanted to do that battle, just to get that interaction, because I love the idea of just Lobo just being the most chaotic piece of shit ever. I love him.
Mhm. Yeah, and I
I
recall
also love them.
you also mentioned your favorite ending was with was it Brooke versus Jack Skellington, where at the end they're singing together a duet.
That was so fucking awesome.
I
Gotta
really
let
liked
shit.
it, but I really do like that. But it was it takes the reason I don't do big endings like that anymore is because it takes a lot of time, for just like drawing all that stuff up, getting everything together for it and whatnot. And
Yeah.
it's just really enjoyable whenever it all comes together, but it also just makes the battles less rewatchable in the grand scheme. Like Sideshow Bob and Ghostface has that whole center part that really liked it at first. It's super in character, at least in my opinion. Same for the beginning part,
Mhm.
but it
Uh-huh.
also kind of kills the entire just the
Literally.
flow. Yeah, it kind of just kills the entire flow of the battle, and it makes it really sad. But with Jack and Brooke, I was just really happy I was able to put that together, even if it was super simple, because Brooke's story always made me freaking cry, and I've loved Nightmare Before Christmas since I'd seen it when I was like a baby. So it was just really fun. Like I feel like I could have cut out that beginning segment because I used to do these introductions to the battle itself.
Mhm.
That's why I would do that sometimes, but nowadays I really like just getting right into it. And if I want to have a story thing, it's usually at the beginning, or not at the beginning, in the middle of it, and it's really fast.
Mhm.
And maybe something short at the end, but nothing that's like as long as Jack and Brooks' whole thing.
Mhm. Yeah.
Just that was like a minute long.
It was, it was a nice tribute for that one. But mentioning what you did with intros, I think it was really creative that you start out Krusty the Clown with Grunkle Stan, and he's heckling him when he's starting his show. I think that was
Yeah.
cool.
I really I really wanted to make it seem like they just got into an argument on live TV with all the kids watching because they're both that trashy.
Yeah, it's
I
funny to
just,
think about.
I really love that one. That one's one of my favorites. If I were to pick like a Renaissance period for myself, it's right after I did 100 because I was just pumping them out like crazy, and but they were still like really good in my opinion. I really like those. But yeah, I'm a lot slower now. But after 100, I don't know if it was because I had saved on 100 for a bit, like I had to hold it off, or if it was just I just had a lot of invigoration because I was just super excited. But yeah, I love that batch right after. It's so much fun.
Well, that was hilarious. And speaking of matchups and battles that you've done rather well, and one that should have happened on ERB, I wanted to discuss with you about what compelled you to want to do Banner versus Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, because you're the only one who's ever done it justice. I heard somebody might be doing it as well, somewhere. I don't know who else, but apparently they have an interest in it. And listen, first and foremost, on behalf of many ERB fans, thank you for delivering something that they stupidly did not do. So, and it hurts my heart as a Marvel fan seeing that battle. So it crushed my heart, man. So
well, that's a big reason I did do it was because ERB never did, and I'm like, how has no one done this? This matchup's awesome, and it's a classic.
Yeah.
And it would have came out way earlier. It was this one and Midas and Medusa, which you can tell came out way earlier. They were on my list of like ideas. It's like, okay, it's basically done, except someone needs to record the other half. And it just, at one point, because I was just waiting on Medusa and waiting on Jekyll and Hyde, who I didn't have Stoff originally. I'm not going to say who I had, because they just dropped out. I don't want to make any accusations, but they said certain reasons, and they said certain reasons. I called them out on it. I said, I can wait. I can wait literally months. I am patient as hell. You can ask anybody. I can wait forever. But they gave me one reason. I said, I can wait. Then they gave me a different reason, which seems more like the real reason. So I just feel like they lied to me, and that's messed up. But I had someone originally, and it was a plan for years, and they didn't want to do it for reasons that I can respect. I would have respected a lot more if they had just told me the truth ahead of time. But it's just like I said, I'm not going to say any names. I don't want to.
No worries.
Anyone feel like crap. It's water under the bridge. I don't really care. It was months ago, but anyway, yeah, I remember Stoff was so upset by that because he wanted this to come out super bad. He loves Hulk and Jekyll. I remember he was so upset that they had dropped out. He's like, I'll just do it. I'll do Jekyll and Hyde. And I'm like, I mean, okay. You weren't my first choice, but go ahead.
Oh man, his was just so mesmerizing, dude.
Really
that was awesome.
He did go Stoff as usual, and I love him to death. He went very off flow from what I originally had, but he still made it work. He still made it work really well, and I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I've thought of occasionally, I have thought about bringing Hulk back, but it's been way too soon. Hulk still, I usually try to wait like a year before I even think about bringing a character back, but Hulk just is so much fun to voice and use. I really loved using him. I've even thought about using other ones like Red Hulk and Gray Hulk again. I've used a lot of Hulks. I've used at least 3, which
okay, now you just
the only
Devil Hulk.
Yeah, well, that was kind of the intention of that one, because you can tell Hulk gets like a lot smarter at the end, and he starts talking about the one below and all that. But I don't know if I was able to convey that super well with the clips I was given, because he's never been animated, so it was kind of hard to do with that. But that was the idea, is that throughout the battle, Hulk gets smarter, because that's how he usually works in the comics. He starts speaking full sentences and doesn't use Hulk. He uses I and we and all that.
Yeah, you hear that, Lloyd and Peter?
I really love the Hulk. I love comics in general, but Hulk is one of my favorites, and it was really fun to play him. I remember I broke Righteous's heart because he loves the Hulk and he wanted to play him, and I'm like, but no, I want to do the Fred Tanis score. I've wanted to do this for years. It's gonna be fun.
Oh, now you just made him angry.
Oh, Righteous loves me. He can never be angry at me.
Yeah, you wouldn't like Righteous when he's angry.
No, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
exactly. Yeah, be careful,
You wouldn't
man.
like
You know.
him. You wouldn't like him when he's righteous. But
Hey,
yeah,
and there's
that whole battle's got.
Yeah.
That's that whole story about it. Just it took way longer than it was supposed to. It was supposed to be before 100, I'm pretty sure, but it ended up being after. Phoenix and Saul was also supposed to be Battle 99. I was really scared of not hitting 3K before 100, and I'm kind of a man of my word. So I was like, if I don't hit it, I'm quitting. I literally am not gonna stick around if I said I'm gonna quit. But so that's why I was like, okay, let me just switch this idea. Let me put Alistair and Black Cat over here. Give me a more of a fighting chance to keep going because it's Has-Been Hotel. And it worked.
All worked out in the end. Fine and dandy. Got the wonderful views of the busy pops. So
Yeah, and Villainous. Villainous has a small but loud fan base. I did enjoy the idea of like Phoenix was like I think my second or third battle I did. I used Phoenix right against She-Hulk, which it's bad, awful. But in after 100, he's like the first one I do. I just thought it was kind of like a nice. Here's the next bit that we're doing. We're revitalizing some old ones, which is why Bison also showed up not long after.
now, and you decided to use Phoenix against Saul Goodman, which was pretty awesome. Your
Yeah.
first bad character, or Better Call Saul, excuse me, he has his own series. Pardon me. He has his own series. Why am I discrediting him? But yeah, that's awesome. That's a pretty good. That was a pretty solid battle just for the instrumental alone. Mostly, I liked Phoenix more performance wise than I did Saul. I mean, your Saul wasn't bad by any means, but definitely. I wish there was some more Bob Odenkirk there, but I mean, Bob Odenkirk already sounds unique enough, just naturally.
I knew going in I wouldn't have a lot of rasp. I even rasped. I did like whisper stuff to try and rasp my voice up a little bit, make it sound scratchier. But his is just so naturally down there. It's actually crazy. But
Yeah, and
I try to capture the mannerisms. If I can't do the voice one to one, I will do my best to at least capture the accent and how they talk. At worst,
yeah, which is what you did with Hades.
Oh yeah, God, I remember that one.
Yeah,
That's back when I had an announcer.
That's just fantastic. Yeah, I can't get enough of that performance. This sounds like James Woods all the way through. I don't know how you do it.
Most people like the devil in that one. And I really do pride myself in the devil voice specifically. I've wanted to bring him back for a long time. Just so I can do the voice all over again, because I love doing that one.
The devil versus Robot Devil from Futurama.
That's the one I want to do. That's the one I want to do. I have a next time video already prepped up for, and it uses the Guitar Hero version of Devil Went Down to Georgia.
Yes!
It's the best version of me. But yeah,
Fucking
that's an
love
idea
Robot
I've wanted to use a Futurama character forever. And Bender has always been held back because his voice is so unique, and I can do something similar. Of Bender, aside from using a few words, his like manner of talking is not super unique, but I think it'll eventually happen. Maybe on a day when I'm sick and my voice is in a lower register, I could probably do it, but Bender is always the one that was happening. Robot Devil is one of my favorites, though, and I think it'd be really fun to use.
You would think that he would at least have some bit of battles. No, apparently not. He was going to be used in one battle. I don't like saying his name, but hey, he's a bit of an embarrassment. But that's besides the point. We're going to talk about the bad shit here, even though we kind of did. But yeah,
it just happens. Sometimes you slip into it, but as long as you crawl back out, you should be fine. But
exactly, crawl out of hell.
A lot of ideas that I do nowadays, because the Robot Devil, I wish, because it was suggested to me by a Demon, who I love dearly. He's the reason I do a lot of certain matchups nowadays, because sometimes I'll try and make a battle just to make him happy, because I just really like doing that. And there's, it's just very fun making battles for specific people that, because if you do it right, they'll really like it, and it'll be really fun to see their reaction. That's
exactly why I love ERB matchups. If they're good, good ERB matchups, specifically good ones, not the shit that's in the comment section, which some of the Patreon, but that's here nor there. Anyhow, speaking of hell, will you ever consider using Hellboy? Considering you have voiced him once in Twisky series. And I absolutely love that performance. That's probably one of my favorites. Another one of my favorites that you've done. And it sounds pretty I'm not sure. I mean, well, Hellboy has had an animated series, which is based off the Del Toro movies, I'm pretty sure. But I like to think that you capture more of Ron Perlman's cadence a lot in Swisky's battle. So
I tried mostly going off of the Injustice 2 voice, which
okay.
I don't know if it's Ron Perlman in that. I don't know who it is in that, but it was kind of a mixture of that and Ron Perlman because I loved playing him in Injustice 2, so it was a lot of fun. And oh yeah, I'd love to use Hellboy. I've wanted to use him against the Hellboy is one of those characters that have been in kind of a loop in my brain where like every so often I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna do the Hellboy idea. And then I get sidetracked with something else. It just happens. Because like I've had like 5 different ideas for him. My favorite's probably Etrigan, because that would just be really fun. The guy literally rhymes all the time. He's perfect.
Oh, that's a good one. Mm-hmm.
It would be better.
And
But yeah,
apparently, I'm looking up right now. Apparently, it's Bruce Barker that voices Hellboy in Injustice 2. Not Ron Perlman.
he does a good job. I like it. But yeah, Hellboy and Spawn are like 2 I'm really wanting to use right now in terms of non-Marvel DC guys. Spawn, I want to do Spawn versus RoboCop, and that one's a long time in the making because RoboCop's one of my favorite movies ever. And you'll notice I voice him in a lot of stuff because he's one of my favorite characters. And I just think it'd be really fun. A lot of people are like, use Ghost Rider. I'm like, it's just that's the death battle matchup. In rap battles you can be a lot more fluid and fun. You can just be a lot more loose with what matchups you pick and choose. You just don't have to be. It doesn't have to be a fair fight because we got multiversal God Killer Spawn versus a cop.
Yeah, street level cop. I mean, he just happens to be stronger than most everybody in the universe. Alex Murphy does not fuck around. I love that.
Like, RoboCop's tough as hell, but yeah, Spawn is stupid. But I love him.
I love it. Yeah, I also love that matchup. So hey, hopefully you get around to it. That'd be awesome. And speaking of favorite films, you do have one of my personal favorites. Pwner also seen it as well, and it's a great film. You've used him, Tony Montana, in your battle, and I noticed that Scarface is indeed one of your favorite films. Is that true?
Yeah, it's in my top 3. My top 3 is Big Lebowski, RoboCop, and Scarface. You can tell I'm very very 80s tasting, but then you got Big Lebowski just standing out.
1998. Yeah.
I love the Big Lebowski. I have a poster of it in my room. I have a shirt. I just think the dude is hilarious. And
the dude for a battle in your series?
I was going to say,
I mean,
before you ask, I thought about it. I don't really have much that I can think of at the moment, but you know, when the inspiration strikes, it will happen.
No, I'm kidding. I was joking about the Buddha matchup, even though it is kind of funny. Dudism and Buddhism. Yeah, I'm just saying, it would be kind of funny.
That is funny. That is funny. I just don't want any anyone knocking on my door being like, "Do you use the Buddha in a rap battle?" I'd be like, "No."
I don't think Buddhists even get internet to crack down on it.
Oh, I think you're thinking of the Amish. Are you sure you're not thinking of Amish people?
Hey, look, something about suffering and, the internet's kind of a little too much of that, so maybe they avoid it.
I mean, you are completely and utterly correct. But I wouldn't 100%. Be surprised if some of the monks had Wi-Fi.
Exactly. No, listen. The Wi-Fi that utilizes chi energy, natural energy, so they'll find you one way or another.
Power my laptop battery for centuries.
Exactly. They learned Iron Fist is chi energy. That's where they got it from. All the monks in that Marvel universe, that's exactly where they exert the energy from. Iron Fist and a couple other natural chi forces, like from Kung Fu Panda. He's a dragon warrior for a reason. So, yeah. I just want to say thank you for using Tony Montana, because Scarface is indeed also one of my favorite movies of all time. And you would think something as popular as Scarface, people would use them more often. I've seen a couple people use them. Use Tony a couple times, but not as well as I liked. Well, there's a few that I do like. There is one that, ERBP was the first. I believe he was they were the first to use them against Al Capone. But
yeah, I really liked the character and I wanted to use him. And I do remember I started like, it's like one of the only times where a casting that I did actually caught on, and it was Garbage Gothic as Jacket from Hotline Miami. Because I've seen a few people do that exact same casting later, and that makes me very happy to see that.
Yeah,
It's
Because
you're an
awesome.
influence.
it's one of the things those, whenever I talk about trying to be unique, because Jacket doesn't talk, ever. But he's in Payday 2, which I adore, and he has a tape recorder that talks for him, so I was like, ooh, we're going to get a chick to do the man's voice. This should be fun. I love doing that. I love doing weird stuff like that, because so many comments will be like, so is Jacket a woman? I'm like, no, talking with a tape recorder.
I mean, I just think it's comedic in a sense that, well, I mean, Jacket's using the tape recorder to diss Tony. I mean, it's not, a tape recorder is fucking dissing Tony Montana. Okay,
Yeah.
come on, how do you get more absurd than that? It's actually funny, and also just the rapping performance is just absolutely outstanding. So,
Oh yeah, she did great. Emily always does great work. She always does great work.
but I love your Al Pacino impression.
Thank
I
you.
love it. He
It
tried
took a long
really hard.
time to
Yeah.
get it right. Yeah, I watched the movie like 3 times over the span of a week, and it's a 3-hour movie. So by the time I had finished that third rewatch, I was like, I am ready. And what's stupid fact, whenever I was recording Kamek and Jafar, the Kamek voice I do, and you might be able to kind of hear it, I almost slipped into Tony Montana at one point. I don't know how. I don't know why. They don't sound anything alike. But I started doing the accent for some reason. I'm just like, stop. Sound like Kamek, damn it. It's crazy.
Cameron did too much yayo. That's what happened.
Yeah. Hey, toma yello.
The balls are too much on the stock market. God, I love Scarface so much. I hope one day when ERB gets out of their pathetic rut, they should use Tony Montana against Pablo Escobar. Safe, but I like it. Real versus fictional.
I would just love Scarface in a battle, yeah. In an ERB, that'd be great. I originally was going to do him versus Walter White, I think. Walter White's another one of those characters that have just been in my brain forever. Because I watched the entirety of Breaking Bad, then I watched all of Better Call Saul. And then I ended up using Saul because he was my favorite character. But Walter's always been in the back of my brain.
I think he's been pretty underutilized. You would think, if for as big Breaking Bad is, they would kind of gravitate towards the other side, which is fine. They could hold their own for battles, but specifically Walter, I'm surprised that nobody really used him as often, despite him being probably as memed as everybody else in the cast. You would think there'd be more Mike Ehrmantraut battles, but Mike, Gus, Jesse, and Walter himself, and maybe Saul, but no, apparently not.
I always love Mike Ehrmantraut versus Skips from regular show.
Oh yeah, that's one we also had on the server. Yeah, it's also like animation versus
videos,
anything
so
perfect idea.
That one's so funny. Like, that's so perfect. I love it. I adore it.
And yeah, it's true. I
I
think
love stupid matchups like that.
it's Skitsy's the only one I recall from the community doing Walter.
Yeah, Walter's a fun character. He's a very interesting one to try and use. I'm shocked no one's done like Walter and Light Yagami, which I've seen is super popular in verses in general, but I'm not going to do it. I've said if I'm ever going to use Light from Death Note, it's going to end with him dying. And it's not that I hate Light. I just think that's the perfect way for the battle to end.
Yeah. His comeuppance.
Because Light's a piece of shit. Yeah. The idea I always wanted to do was Light versus Frank Castle, the Punisher, and the whole battle is him trying to find Light. And the disses go from being very broad to very specific as they keep learning more about each other. Until the very ending shot. Yeah, until the very end, where Light figures out his name, but it turns out Frank Castle is not the Punisher's real name. So he's just standing there dumbfounded, thinking he won, and then he hears like the click of a freaking gun behind his head.
Look, you got to make that verse last 40 seconds exactly.
Yeah, like he's just waiting for him to die. You hear the heartbeat getting louder and louder, and then it just goes right back to just a calm heartbeat. And then you hear the click, and it's like, where do you want to be buried? Oh no,
this is punishment.
I love Punisher, though. I need to use him so bad.
Same.
He's so awesome.
The Punisher is a fantastic amount of edge to him. I mean, can you get any better than that?
I can't even remember. I think there's only one battle, at least that I've seen with him in it, and it's the Red Hood one by CBRB. And that one, the Punisher, is so bad. We memed on it. Seth saw us meme on it, and he joined in on it. We were making fun of it, and he thought it was funny. And I'm like, dude. Do you know that part in the battle? If y'all know the battle at all, there's a part Punisher's first line is literally like just doing that really loud.
Oh, the grunts. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
Zoomed
that's
in
been
on his
so many years.
face.
Yeah.
The reason it's very zoomed in, that's the meme picture we did. Like we took a picture of him and zoomed it in really far, and we're like, because it's just so stupid. I'm like, Punisher don't sound like that, and it's like it's supposed to be Netflix Punisher. John Berthnall don't sound like that. What?
He's not
what
that snarly.
about?
What is this, Ray Stevenson's version? Well, what the fuck's going on here?
Punisher don't sound like a freaking caveman. He don't go, I thought you knew a bit more about dropping bars. He sounds more like Batman.
Yeah, exactly. This ain't Thomas Jane.
Yeah, I love Thomas Jane. He's the best one.
He is. Yeah, 100%. I agree with that take. Anybody else? No, John Bernthal's not the best take, even though he is pretty good. But I do like Thomas Jane the most.
Yeah, but Thomas Jane, him in the video game especially, he's amazing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Hey, listen, that's when he's personified Punisher right there. He is the Punisher. He is Frank Castle. Oh, is it? Yeah. No, there's no Frank Castle in my mind. There's only one castle he lays in it. That's him right there.
I just like that twist that Frank Castles isn't even his real name. I was like, this would be perfect. This would be literally light writing down Castle. And then it's just like, nope. His name is Francis. If I remember, it's a very Italian last name. It's like Castignoli. It's like, Jesus.
I don't know why he hates the Mafia. He guns them down every 5 seconds. Jesus.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. No. Like Frank Castle might be, a little weird in the head, but I mean, Francis Castle. Yeah, basically, I'm not Italian. I'm sorry.
Francis
Francis G. It's a G. I don't know what the G stands for. Yeah, what does the G stand for? I never actually knew that. I don't know. This is my first time hearing about it.
His last name.
That was definitely an Invader Zim reference, by the way. But
girl. I don't know.
Thank you. You're so awesome, Kev. God.
Nice.
But anyway. Speaking of animated shit, will you ever use? Okay, I'm gonna rapid fire this shit right now. I need to put it bluntly. You got to use Samurai Jack, okay? I'm not gonna bullshit anymore. Yeah. Okay. Can you please use Samurai Jack?
Do you want to hear the answer? You want to hear what the problem with Samurai Jack?
Yes, I would like to know that. Okay. He only speaks 5 lines of dialogue every episode. No, I'm kidding.
It's Samurai Jack. Yes. I have a matchup for him. I have a beat for him, and I have written a good chunk of it, but I've just never been able to finish it because Jack is too good of a character that he is that hard to diss. Damn. It is actually very hard to diss him.
Wow, I didn't think that would be a
I'm sure I'll think of something eventually, but I've been working on this for like a year. And I'll just be blunt. The idea, it's Samurai Jack versus Ash Williams from
nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love that idea. I want to do it forever. And this was back when I was doing very story-driven stuff, so it has a beginning and an end. Like, it begins with both of them wanting to use a time portal to get back to their time, so they fight over it. And then at the end of the battle, they're like, you use it. No, you use it. And then Aku takes it. He's just like, I have it, samurai, and whoever that guy is. And then they both just attack Aku for it, and it ends right there. And I'm like, he's so perfect. I even want to put... I literally, Carrick, I don't know, Raccoon Bro VA, Carrick, he found the Samurai Jack stinger, because it is super hard to find. He gave it to me. I have it, and I've had it for like a year now, and it's going to be at the end of the battle whenever it's made. Like, I've been holding on to it, because why is it so hard to find in good quality? I don't know. But that's how the battle's going to end, and I really want to make it happen. It's just, certain things just keep stopping it from happening. One of them just being like, I didn't want to go too ambitious because I was originally going to try and rig it and try to do some kind of animation thing myself, which I've experimented with quite a bit, but I'm just not I don't have the time or the resources to do that on my own, which is why I usually get animators to do it for me. But I think as long as the beginning and ending are quick enough and convey enough through what they're saying, it should be fine.
Yeah.
People, they're smart enough to get it. They're fighting for the
Hopefully.
time portal. Y'all got it. It's just try to get it. Self-contained adventure here. And then Aku shows up for like a minute, and I've wanted to use Aku forever, but I don't know if I could now because he's very Japanese, which I love
Well,
Aku to death. I mean,
I
he's been
mean,
voiced by a white guy, but that was literally the guy's like apprentice. It was Mako's apprentice, Greg Baldwin, who does a great like I like his Iroh a lot more than his Aku. His Aku doesn't sound as good as his Iroh.
I agree 100%. I actually do agree with that take. I do actually. I mean, he tries his best, and it's his best as close to Mako as they're gonna get. So, unfortunately, but man, rest in peace to him. Sadly,
I mean, I was able to
devastating.
play Aku in Righteous Battle. I know he got some flack for that, but I don't know if Righteous can deal with it. I probably can. I mean, I just played Chop Chop Master Onion, and I loved it. I loved doing it. It was fun. He's one of my favorite characters in anything. I have loved him since I got my first PlayStation.
It's
So
all in the mind.
it just felt like I just really wanted to voice him. That's all it comes from. It comes from a place of love. As wrong as some people say it is, it comes from a place of love, wanting to voice these characters. Like,
You wanted
and
to
I
voice an
remember,
onion. What's wrong with that?
and what's funny, well, it's just because the accent's very heavy, very caricature, stereotypical. What's funny, he has the same actor in both Japanese and English, which I always thought was so
Oh,
cool.
that's
Yeah, it's the same
awesome.
guy. And what I love is that whenever we were talking about it with Bilo, I was like, because Bilo, he's Filipino. He's,
Uh-huh.
he's Asian. And I'm like, are you okay with this? And he's like, I mean, he never had a problem with it. I even was like, if you want to be Splinter, because I'll be doing the cartoony one. So, it'll be funny, haha. People probably won't care. You can do the serious one. You can be Splinter. I thought that would be more appropriate. I
Well, you
think,
were rapping great, is what I
yeah,
say.
I really like that battle. That battle came out really well. I was happy that I
Uh,
was able to do the visuals. I tried making
yeah,
it
that
look
was
as much
awesome.
like an actual Parappa level as much as I can.
Oh, I love how the score actually enhances as the battle progresses. That was actually a neat little detail. I
Yeah,
noticed it until watching it again.
that took way too long to do. I had to redraw like all the assets for the stage because I couldn't just find a template. But it was worth it. It was really fun. I just like
Chop.
trying to do random stuff like that.
Listen, you chopped it up pretty good. So I mean, what's wrong with that? Also, he got robbed in PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale cameo.
Yeah,
What kind of shit
it
is
should have
that?
it should have been playable. I remember he is one of those characters that I'd had in the back of my mind forever. I'd actually played him in like covers, but those are probably lost to time. Those are so old now, but I've played him a few times, and he's just always been in the back of my brain. It's like, let's just do him versus Splinter, because Splinter is awesome. And I always like using TMNT. I think the next one I'm going to use is probably Krang, so watch out for that.
Oh
Oy.
boy, you have to do that little bit of a weird thing he goes on with that little voice of his. I don't know how to
Oh,
describe it, but yeah, I love
I
when he
love
does it
voicing
though.
Krang. Well, Krang, and this is coming from the actor himself. He says he sounds like it's like a very grunty and gangly Jewish mother. That's how the original voice actor described Krang's voice.
That's
And I
very
always thought that was
specific.
weird as hell, but also like, I guess stereotypically you're right, but you shouldn't say that.
That's
It's like,
very specific.
Shredder! Kill the turtles!
Oh please, you're gonna have to do that for at least a couple lines.
Yeah,
Well, not
I
all of it,
want
obviously.
to. Him versus Modoc is the one I want to do, and I feel like using Modoc would be so stupid but so fun because he's just a big head in a chair.
Hey, in the MCU didn't make him too appealing, so you can make him
No,
appealing.
I didn't know you can make Modoc less appealing, but they found a
Oh,
way.
true,
Like,
exactly. All that nasty CGI.
I don't hate Modoc, but he's hard to look at. Like, obviously that's the point. But good lord, they made him worse. How'd you do that?
Oh no, that gives me nightmares. No, not my
Oh,
thing. So
is there anyone else you want to ask about? I kind of went on a tangent with Samurai Jack. Sorry.
no, please, no. Listen, anything Cartoon Network related, I'm all for. So was Pwner. We're all Cartoon Network, huge Cartoon Network fans right here. So, speaking of Cartoon Network, do you by any chance like Billy and Mandy? Because you could be a perfect fit for Nurgle. Not Nurgle Jr.
I have wanted to use a Grimm. I've wanted to use a Billy and Mandy character for a while. Both Grimm and Nurgle have been in the brain. Grimm, I always wanted to do him versus Jorgen von Strangle from Fairly Odd Parents. That's where I get to do the crazy Arnold voice. That'd be perfect.
True, yeah.
Finding someone who sounds like Grimm, like I can do a Grimm voice. I've been able to do it for years, but I'd rather try to find someone who's actually Jamaican to do it.
You know, just real quick, just to have this segment, because I there's someone here who loves like the Grimm voice, so I'm actually kind of curious if you can put something on just for a few seconds, you know.
I just like I used to do it whenever we played the arena fighter. It was just like very deep. It's like, I don't like mixing business with pleasure, but I'm really going to enjoy this. Like, it smells like mayhem in the morning. I
love that.
What was it? It was like one of my favorite jokes from that entire show is whenever it's just like, I don't remember what they say. They like accuse Grimm of trying to kill him. He's like, if I was going to get rid of you, rotten pukes, I'd use something much bigger, like a truck. And he just gets crushed by a giant monster truck. I love it.
I think my favorite bit with him was him doing that whole Michael Jackson cranking up his mojo, or trying to get his mojo up and running, and Mandy was telling him to hurry the fuck up, please.
Yeah, Mama say, Mama
get on with it.
Grimm is so much fun. It's just trying to find someone who would be able to do that voice well and fit some certain parameters would be very hard.
Man, there's no Billy and Mandy battles in this community, man. It's disheartening. You would think the show has so much character. There's so many characters in this entire goddamn universe.
Nurgle would be fun too, but I've always struggled with finding a matchup for him I like. I wanted to do Father for a while. Slenderman's not a bad one. I wanted to do Nurgle versus Father for a bit, but I've recently transitioned to Father versus Benson from regular show. I really think that'd be funny.
That's funny.
Just a screaming match.
I also had mentioned, I think you'd seen this, I suggested Nurgle versus Hudson Abbott, your Marceline's dad.
Yeah, I like that one too. I really like that one.
Awesome.
I recently rewatched a lot of Adventure Time, and I've been meaning to use an Adventure Time character. It probably would be Ice King or the Lich personally, but that one's not a bad idea either. I really like that one.
Nice. Ah, man, that was got me back to my nostalgia moments there. You're delivering our nostalgia, even though Cartoon Network's not doing it for us or Maxwell Adams, but Adams loves his own property. I love him too. Yeah. I love Max Adams. Slice him into Max Adams. That's a reference to another battle I will not reference ever again now. So it was pretty bad. It is pretty bad. So it's pretty shit. It's the reason why I don't want to reference it. And Grimm was whitewashed. But that's besides the point. I gotta say that Grimm voice is shit, so I did not like it. Yours is better, Cam.
I mean, Grimm is white in the show, but they just made him white because he's a slave.
Dude, I saw that when I've been rewatching the show.
It's like, no duh, he's white. If they made him look the way he sounded, he'd be a little in trouble here. Another Cartoon Network character I really want to use is Johnny Bravo, but I have never. Yeah,
that's my boy.
I love Johnny Bravo, and I love doing the voice for him, but I've never been able to find a matchup I really, really like. But he's always been on the list.
How about? Well, I mean, Quagmire's a little stereotypical. I mean, it's a little cheesy.
I just don't like Quagmire either. So
No. It's not really. Not exactly too ideal. Barney Stinson, maybe. The Fonz. Arthur Fonzarelli.
I don't know. I've seen some people tell me like Johnny Cage or just any stereotypical ladies' man. I'm like, I want it to be somewhat. I don't know if I want it to be a somewhat thematic where they're like both ladies' men, or if I want it to be like they're both. I don't know. It's just Johnny's really hard to use. He's just really hard to find a matchup for that really sticks. I'm waiting for something to pop up that just vibes to me in a certain way, and then I'm just all for it.
Yeah, we are complete endorsers of ERB using Cartoon Network stuff as well. They'll never do it, of course. They'll never do it because considering, well, I mean, they're pretty ignorant with a bunch of shit. Lots of good shit, but they're a lot of ignorant too. But, that's Peter and Lloyd for you. You know, I'm a strong advocate. So is Sofrix for Ed and Eddie versus the Three Stooges, but they'll never do it.
That would be
So,
funny. And then
that'd
Eddie's
be
just
awesome.
really.
Yeah, well, easily another one of my favorite. Well, my favorite show of all time. It is my favorite show of all time, and there is not enough battles with it. I mean, yeah, people use them, I guess, but I don't really like the quality of them. They're kind of meh. I don't know. They don't really utilize them that well, I feel.
Yeah. I've seen a couple Ed battles that I like. Not much for Eddie. I don't think Double D's even got his own. But
No.
if I
No.
used any of them, it probably would be Ed because he's my favorite of the three. I always like to. I don't know. It's always between Ed and Patrick or Patrick and Goofy because I really like both of those ideas.
That's awesome. Would you ever consider using Rolf though? The son of a
I've
shepherd.
thought about it. One of my favorite matchups that Stoff came up with is Rolf and Dimitri. That's so good.
That one's sick too. I love it.
Really, like I'm not doing that obviously because he's doing that whenever he gets around to it. I do like Dimitri and Squidward though. That one makes me laugh. But for Rolf, I haven't really thought of any outside of that. But I wouldn't be against it. Rolf's awesome.
Borat from Borat, obviously. His
Very
wife and
nice.
his chickens. Yeah, it's very nice.
Meister. Very nice.
Oh my
My
god,
wife.
that sounds accurate. Oh, that sounds awesome. You sound exactly like Sacha Baron Cohen for a second.
I love whenever I found out it's like here's Sacha Baron Cohen playing Mephisto in Ironheart, and I'm like, wait a minute. And then I found out it's Borat. And I'm like, Borat's the devil? Oh no.
Well, I mean, that's
Tell
actually kind of fitting.
Sell your soul today. Very nice. Love it. Borat's great.
Imagine him talking. Imagine Mephisto talking to Johnny in that voice, Johnny Blaze in that voice.
It'd be like, he saves his dad. He's like, I saved your dad's soul. And then his dad dies anyway. And then you just see Mephisto Borat go, not.
That's so fucked up.
I'd love that though. Someone needs to make a meme of that. That'd be great. Just no.
Wow.
God, that's so stupid.
That's that. Not only is that fitting with Mephisto, but oh my god, that's just how the fuck is Borat Mephisto not existing yet? You birthed it.
Oh god, if someone ever actually
Borat
does
versus
it,
Mephisto.
you better do it
There you
right. Amazing.
Oh my god. See, now I also want Borat in ERB, but I don't know how they write for him. But because he's pretty touchy. Yeah.
The hardest part about using him would be writing, and would also be just trying to make that voice fit a flow of any kind. But it'd be fun.
Yeah. I mean, Zach already looks like him, so I mean, like by default, Zach already looks like him. So
it really does. But yeah,
it's just writing him would be. Oh, I don't know what's wrong with the character. So I mean, good characters that I'm actually interested in. That's really, really biased and very, very selfish. But isn't that every ERB fan? I want them to use Spider-Man against Tarzan and or Hercules, but they'll probably never do that. So
yeah,
I'm sad.
Is there anyone else you wanted to ask me about?
You know, I don't know how long we've been going on for. Holy shit, we've been so caught up in just vibing a lot. Holy fuck, I'm so sorry, Cam.
If you want to it's fine. If you want to actually rapid fire, I'll go as fast as I can and saying yes, no, maybe. If you actually have a list, I'll do it really quick.
All right, real quick, and then we'll wrap it up. With whatever we're gonna conclude with, as we usually do. So, is Kratos ever gonna be considered? Because you voiced it before, and I gotta say, your Kratos is sick, bro. First off,
I have a thumbnail drawn up and a beat chosen for him versus Doomslayer.
Yes,
it's just a matter of when I get to it, but yeah, it's in the works. It's an idea I really want to do.
I still find it funny that your first time voicing Kratos was on a phone. I saw in the comments on Belo's PlayStation All Stars versus Super Smash Brothers, so that was pretty funny.
During that era where I used a phone, but then I did a better version later when he used him against Pitt, thankfully.
That was nice. And I loved that he transitioned twice for utilizing both Kratoses as they should be, unlike using one version and wrongfully destroying the source material that you should be using. I won't name names, but
Yeah.
I love you, Freshie. I'm kidding, Freshie. I'm Freshie. I love you though. But anyway,
I don't know if I would use regular. The thumbnail has Dad Kratos, so I may use Dad Kratos, and he may
Data boy.
whenever he gets all whenever he gets all ragey, he might go to more Ghost of Sparta. But yeah, I think I'll mainly keep it on that until he gets all pissed off.
Yeah, because you do the Greek version rather well, and I hope, say, whenever ERB ever does decide to use Kratos, because he has a tendency of being in really shitty ideas for ERB for whatever reason, like really, really bad ideas. But mostly I like Hannibal Barca a lot and Sun Wukong. I know Software likes that one too. So both of them are awesome. I like history versus fiction. So.
But yeah. It'll be nice to hopefully get, for one, use Kratos, because he's one of my favorite gaming characters, period, and to bring Doom Guy back after the first time. He was kind of lackluster against Isaac Clarke. But yeah, that's the answer.
but him, he can't talk. Why are you bringing him back?
He talks in Doom Guy? Yeah, he talks. He talks in the new games.
I know, I'm fucking wrong. I know. He can't. Well, I know, because I actually, little side tangent here. I was actually in a stream, and I decided to talk about ERB matchups, and one of them is Doom Guy versus Hellboy, which we're no longer advocating for. Yeah, it's a good idea, but not something I would kind of want to advocate for much. But anyhow, apparently it's funny because I'll just say, fuck it, I'm just gonna. Some douchebag decided to say, Doom Guy doesn't talk, and I said, well, remember when Godzilla and King Kong? Yeah, I didn't think so.
Yeah, it's not that he doesn't. It's he just refuses to for most of the part until he's a man of very, very few words. But yeah.
Yeah, he lets his fist do the talking, and the blood lets do most of the talking as well.
Oh,
yeah, exactly. So I mean, I don't know. For me, the best Doom Guy voice he could ever do. Well, it's a cut one. I'm not sure. I mean, it's not exactly official because it's not really Doom related, even though Doom Guy does appear in it. It was he was in some Quake add-on, I believe. I'm not sure if you know too. Have you seen that video where he has cut dialogue and he speaks in a very slow voice?
Yeah. I don't know what I would go for. It might just it might just be what I did last time, but just a lot more refined. Because
and burly.
Yeah. Because very and something like that.
Oh shit. Don't rip and tear the mic now.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. But yeah, Pwner, do you have any secondary questions, extra questions, rapid fire?
Yeah, I was thinking maybe like as you mentioned, Cartoon Network and maybe even Nickelodeon, as you mentioned Invader Zim reference before. I was wondering if any like that, or even I think you did actually. After you used Plankton, someone had also requested some other SpongeBob characters like Squidward or anything. Any other thoughts on those shows?
Yeah, Zim has been on my mind sometimes, but finding a Richard Horvitz sound-alike is really hard. Like I can get an idea, but it's not that good. Like getting someone who sounds like Zim is completely different from like every other Richard Horvitz voice, in my opinion, because Zim is so specific. But him versus like Crypto has crossed my mind quite a bit.
Ooh,
he was on my list to use against Marvin at one point, but I ended up with Zurg because I love Zurg. Squidward and Dimitri is one I really like. Patrick and Goofy I really like. Krabs is probably the most likely after Plankton, and I like voicing Mr. Krabs whenever I can. And I like Tamatoa and I like Mr. Burns for him when it comes to which ones.
Yeah, actually,
I'm not
Mr.
really
Burns
picky which one.
There was a Mr. Burns battle I'm working on actually, and that one also came to mind coincidentally. So maybe it's kind of destined now. Mr. Krabs versus Mr. Burns.
Simpsons are just really fun to use.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's crazy that they just, outside of Homer, they seem very underutilized.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's so many side characters with so much history that people just don't use. Which is why, I was glad I used Sideshow Bob and I used Krusty, because how the hell has no one used Krusty besides me? Like, that I know of. Maybe there's one from like 10 years ago I forgot about, but it's actually crazy.
Well, it's funny that you say 10 years ago, because I do remember, I think if I remember correctly, I remember this some years ago. What was when Uberosity used, or he did Needles Kane versus Ronald McDonald, and Krusty just jumped in out of nowhere. That was it.
Go. I mean, it's better than nothing. Some characters get nothing.
Yeah, hey, third party roles, that's all you'll get. Or sometimes one verse is all you get too. depending on what you are.
But yeah, I really like using cartoons. It took me a long time to use my first, I guess, just because they can be really hard to research because of how many episodes there are, and you don't want to go into using a cartoon character with like seasons upon seasons of material and just not reference any of it, or just reference only the basic stuff. You want to go deep. So yeah, every time I use a cartoon character, I want to be very I want to take good care of them. I want to do the best I can with them. So that's why I don't use them as much as
That's fair.
I probably would if I didn't think that way. Yeah, I really like using Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network. They're really fun. They have a lot of characters that just seem very underutilized.
True.
I'm definitely hoping to see a lot of them. We're excited for it though, as Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon animation stands in general, point blank period. We welcome that greatly, and I think a lot of people should just take liberties on that and start using them. But you know, I don't know why. I feel like I'm having a Ren Horrick moment this episode. What the fuck's wrong with me today?
I say the same thing for like Looney Tunes as well, because Looney Tunes are somehow underutilized in my opinion. Like I've seen them in Royales.
Absolutely.
I've seen Bugs in a lot of places, but it's rare whenever you see other characters like I know Daffy used to have a lot, not nowadays. He has like I think he has a couple. Bugs has more than anybody. Obviously, he's Bugs. I have an audio for Bugs already. I just need to do the video. And but yeah, like Marvin is super fun, Taz is super fun, Wil E is super fun. Foghorn should have more battles. Foghorn Leghorn is insane. He should have more. He just won't shut up.
He's a roasting machine.
It's amazing. I know. He just let him go off for 30 minutes. It'll be hilarious.
A 30-minute Royale filled with chicken characters of different media.
I can't remember if it ever came out, but I know I played him for a battle. It was an April Fool's battle, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I've been told that my default voice is just Foghorn Leghorn. I can impersonate like all the Looney Tunes nearly, but Foghorn is just my voice. It's just let it out a little bit, boy. I say, just don't stand down there. Stand up on your feet.
It sounds like Jeff Bergham's attempt.
I love. He's my favorite one. It's just His boy's about as sharp as a bowling ball. He's built too low, so the fly balls go over his head, boy. Very fun to do any Looney Tunes.
Oh my god, that's awesome. Yeah, you would think a universe like that, as massive shit as that, a massive goddamn universe like that is not being used.
There's so many shorts and everything, and they're popular too. Like Tom and Wil E did really good even without the Death Battle endorsement. Like before the battle came out, it still did really good numbers. Like
people love animation.
Do super good numbers usually. I'm happy with the numbers I got, but whenever a battle starts climbing into like the 10K and upward, even like say 7K and upward, then I know that, man, if this was on someone else's channel, it would be popping off super freaking hard.
No, absolutely.
But yeah.
Well, how long are we going on for? How long has it been recording?
Oh, we're actually at the 2-hour mark. Went by fast.
Why is this such a recurring theme with this? Now, all of a sudden, listen, we had Snakebite, we had Stoffrix, we had Nathan, and now, listen, okay, this is completely unintentional, but ever since we had Stoffrix, I told this to many other guests, everybody felt Cam, you did this unintentionally because we just been yapping for the past hours or so, but ever since Stoffrix was at 2 hours, I mean, even though his episode was like an hour and something, everyone's like, oh, you know what? Gotta beat Stoffrix now. I gotta beat Nathan. Gotta beat Snakebite because he set the standard. So, yeah, thanks, Stoffrix. You established something else. So, see, that's how good you are, Stoffrix. You let him on. You let Cam on. You got all these wonderful people on. So
he blessed it.
Thanks, Cam. Yeah, exactly.
I just talk too long, but it's just fun to conversate with people who like talking about stuff.
Yeah, always fun to share the same passion as anybody else.
Yeah, because I don't get to talk to many people. Like this server is one of the first times in a long time I've been in a server about like actual rap battle stuff where I can talk about that and people don't look at me weird.
Oh yeah, no, we're open-minded.
It's been very nice. It's been fun to indulge in that instead of having to like someone will find my channel and be like, "Is this you?" And I'll be like, "Yes, it is."
You gotta wear it proudly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do. It's whenever people bring it up and I am like, I know they're gonna think I'm weird for doing this. That's whenever I am like, yeah, that's me. I do that. It's fun. Sorry.
Whatever feels weird can go suck a big bleep. So for all I give a shit about, suck it, Wolverine. I thought one Deadpool trailer for a shitty game, but oh, that game was pretty bad. But the humor was kind of alright. Anyhow, okay. Last thing. Now that we're kind of wrapping up ish, I think you've Pwner. Do you have his favorite idea made, or is it already a thing?
Yeah, the one that you requested, you had even drawn your own art for, which is really impressive. I like the way it came out. But as you said, Tiger Mask versus Kinnikuman, if I'm pronouncing it right. So we actually have our own version to award you with for coming on.
Oh, that looks great. Thank you.
Of course.
I love it. This is the matchup that was originally going to be my number 100, but I went with Bill in Discord because it just seemed like a bigger, instead of being a huge match for me, which is what this is, it was a huge match for everyone else. But eventually, this will eventually get made by me. Is one of my most wanted matchups of all time for me personally. Just two characters I grew up loving so much, and they're so underutilized in so many things. They're very niche, unfortunately. Kinnikuman's very niche, especially Tiger Mask. Oof. It's crazy.
Oh yeah.
One day, I really like this. Thank you all. It looks very nice.
Of course.
Yeah. This is awesome, man. This was an awesome episode. I mean, I got to let loose a lot for some reason. I don't know why I'm like this. I don't know why. I guess I don't know why. Is it the water or something I put in my water? But
I don't know.
I wasn't this crazy.
Just fun to shoot the shit, you know?
Yeah. This is awesome. So
I usually start like high strung and then just mellow out as time goes on.
That's exactly what we're doing right now to close out this episode. Listen, Cam, this has been awesome talking with you. And we'd like to have you back on, possibly for another future episode and down the road if we can. You know, obviously need to get all this shit out first. So we had a blast. It's everything like how I'd imagine. It's like Christmas, except it's with rap battles. But that's besides the point. We got one of the greatest.
You know, you could click off this video, but first, hello! Wasn't that just a lovely episode of the ERBcast? You better be back again, or I'll give you such a pinch. Just kidding, or am I? You better think about that while you hit the like, subscribe, and the bell icon in that order. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Okay, can I stop smiling now? Good.
Next time on ERBcast.
It's pretty damn charming. To me, I think it's charming. I like it, personally. Even if it's not that good, but I quite like it, man. Personally.
Yeah, it's like, while I don't usually like go back on it because, you know, looking back at old stuff, I can't help but cringe at it. Compared because of, you know.
Tune in for the next episode of ERBcast.